GM, everyone. It's here. The finale of Best Ball Mania Summer. Pat Kerrane is going to join me. We're going to draft our two final teams in Best Ball Mania. There is a video coming out on Saturday morning after you watch this. So if you really want to watch one more, you'll be able to. But let's finish it. It's Short King Summer, dude. It just feels like no one in fantasy sports ever learns anything. Does he mistime it, or is Brock Bowers just a grown man? Brock Bowers is just a grown man. Dare I say, Rich, football might be back. In the words of Lane Johnson, this offense looks constipated. It's Short King Summer. All right, GM, everyone. We've done it. Mr. Kerrane will be joining us shortly. I thought that a nice little way to go ahead and start the stream would be to look at just our Best Ball Mania exposures. So this is $25 12-person drafts. The reason why it says 156 is I believe that there are some Husky drafts in there. Wasn't there? There was a $25 team in there, right? I believe it was called the Husky. Byshell Tootin is our most drafted player in this contest, followed by Rashid Shaheed, followed by Xavier Worthy, followed by Brock Bowers, Matthew Golden, Travis Hunter, Jalen Knoll, Jalen Warren, sadly Isaac Urendo, George Pickens, Jared Goff, Geno Smith, a lot of Darius Slayton, got Brashard Smith up to 14%. Yes, sorry, not the Husky, the Roddy, if you will. How we all doing, man? GM to Big Steppa, GM Peppertoni, GM Jared, GM Josh, GM Darth, GM The Diza, GM. The end before we do it all over again. GM. Yes. Well, quick question. What's the best BR portfolio manager draft overlay? The Caddy. Honestly, I only have used the Caddy for battle royales, so I actually don't have any way to say anything other than the Caddies. Now my overall exposures are a little different than this, and we are joined by the Slap King himself, outdoors. What a beautiful What's up, brother? How we living?
I'm looking forward to seeing us slap you out in the wild and just give them instead of the head nod, you kind of give them
you just give them the double tap. I mean, truly incredible. Like, can you imagine you turn a corner and you see, any ship chaser out there, and you just hit him with the ARF. Yes. So the reason we probably are not going to be doing battle royale streams this year because you might not know this, but the Endgame Syndicate bought runtheSims.com. So we all have real jobs to do. There's no more just promoting something just for the fun of it. So we actually have to run a DFS website. So battle royales are going to be slightly paused. Kerrane and I will be doing our DFS show on Fridays. Although we heard from on high, it's not going to be a 2-hour show this year. It's going to be nice and tight.
I had a guy who helps me with editing the walkthrough was like talking about that podcast. He's like, please shorten it. So I guess it's not just on high that had that thought. The people wanted to.
Frankly, you got to be real. It does make sense. Not everyone on Earth needs a 2.5-hour game by game podcast where we're talking about who the blocking tight end for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers is going to be.
Yeah, I like to think that when it's gone, they'll kind of look back and realize what they had, but
they'll be thinking about it. Kerrane, How many Best Ball Manias do you have left?
I think about 11 or 12. Yeah, something in that range. I kind of have been going back and forth between thinking I need to pick up the pace and feeling like I'm going to run out of bullets. Obviously, we're all going to run out of bullets at some point.
Run out of bullets for what? What are you waiting for?
I don't know.
Are you waiting for a trade or?
No, just I kind of like the different textures of rooms. You
Sure.
spread out, you spread it out over the course of the whole summer, and yeah, it does kind of feel like I'm basically what it is I remember when I first moved out here, I remember drafting I think it was my final BBM team, and that's the one that made the finals that year, and it had Kyron on it, and I was just like drafting my whole. It was like basically like the reason I'm drafting today is to take Kyron. Although the funny thing is, I took him in the 18th round after Sean Tucker in that draft, so I could have prioritized him a little more.
Could have prioritized him more.
There's like stuff, right at the end. I feel like you kind of have these clarifying thoughts about, targets and stuff, and the rooms, are a little different even than they were like the week before. So I kind of want to have a couple for next week, as long as it doesn't get too close to filling. But it looks like it's 89% full, so it won't fill like in the next couple days.
Well, another thing I would tell you is I would try and finish a little bit earlier because what if you get one canceled?
Oh, that's true. But I mean, if I have like a couple left, I could always throw one in.
Yeah.
Plus, are we counting on them to cancel it? Like,
well, I was going to say they've done much less canceling. Damn, Gibbs goes. You want Barkley, you want CMC, you want Nico, you want Jefferson.
Probably Barkley. But I would be fine with Jefferson.
This is 149, so on 150, if we're faced with that decision, we'll take Jefferson. But just more 8.3%ing here.
I'm still mad at you for not being overweight on Mims.
I did just take Mims with Peter on one.
All right, good.
Yeah,
good.
Look, man, it's hard to get super overweight on Mims when you just took Rashid Shaheed a ton. Rashid Shaheed is.
I guess I don't really draft either of them. So is that?
Yeah, they like the whole time they were separated by like 15 spots in ADP. But like if you think about it positionally, you're kind of done needing wide receiver there a lot of the time.
Hmm.
At least I found myself done with wide receiver by that stage of the draft. Well, because I just took Shaheed.
Right.
Yeah. No, I have noticed the guardrails for canceling Best Ball Mania drafts have been, I guess, lowered. They're letting the boys play, I think, more in best ball contests this year.
It does seem like that. I had a big board canceled, but I don't remember seeing any others.
Well, the big boards they were canceling because people were in there drafting Super Bowl
teams. Yeah,
they were drafting Carson Wentz and Noah Gray in like the 4th round, DeAndre Hopkins. So
how does that happen?
Corain, you think about how dumb the average person is, and then you realize that half the people you meet are dumber than that.
Yeah.
So a lot of ways that it can go wrong. I don't think a DK draft being canceled. I don't think I have any. I've got 12 left to do on DraftKings.
I have 49 left to do. That's the thing. I'm like, I just did 5 at the same time, and I've done 10 at the same time over there. It's a lot easier for me to do around 5. I think the teams come out a lot better. So I'm gonna do that again later. I'm in slow draft hell.
Yeah,
at the 1 hours
draft. Yes, that's tough. I'm currently battling that one as well. Are we gonna get Barkley Bowers, dude?
Come on.
There. Oh
no.
Tough.
Yeah.
Every time I take Ladd, it feels like an admission of defeat.
Yeah, I know. I think he's a pretty good pick, but
he's a pretty good pick.
I know what you mean. You're just like, I could have. This could have been Bowers.
he goes right after Bowers, so it just means you're bummed out.
The other thing that's bumming me out about Ladd now is that Achane, can fall to you, and it's fun. Mm-hmm. Those are the combos, right? Especially in Best Ball Mania, where you're like, oh, like a Barkley Achane, like that could definitely be what you need, and not really be that common. So yeah, then you just take Ladd, and you're like, yeah, people had this in May.
I'm glad you finally capitulated on Achane.
Oh, I haven't. He was a bad pick at the 1-2 turn.
You just said you want that team, Barkley.
Yeah, I want that team, but it's like I'm not that worried about the injury, right? So I'm like, okay, the injury is not such a big concern, I think. So now you're telling me that for like minor worry, I can take him behind not just like Drake London and those dudes, but that I can like I don't have to ever even think about him over Brian Thomas. or something, or Genty, right? It's like he's going so much later. The opportunity cost is completely different when you're taking him in the late second. So I've been taking him there. I also take him a decent amount on DraftKings in the late second because the full PPR.
He's, definitely better on DraftKings. Kyren. Oh,
unironically,
well,
he is.
we could do an elite quarterback here.
I'd be down.
Let's do Josh. That's balancing out my Jakard tree even more. I right now I have an 82nd percentile Jakard tree.
Oh boy,
Mania.
That's some spread out shit.
Yeah. Well, I was just telling Pete my true truth serum is that it's actually like insanely suboptimal for me to be drafting so varied and so portfolio conscious. because I actually do know ball better than everyone, and that I'm just like actively submarining the one thing that would give me an edge in these games, just to avoid having a mentally draining year of only advancing 8% of my teams again.
Yeah, but I mean, not. Maybe I shouldn't say this because I think this is what's going to happen, but most likely it will happen. You'll have a pretty solid advance rate, but then like you won't get any teams to the final, or maybe even to the, you might get like one okay team to the semis. I think in order to have the years you want to have, you got to have the years like you had last year a little bit. Like you can definitely go too far with the stands, but I think pressing the edge on the players is part of it.
If I win this year, then I bought myself permission to draft whoever I want in whatever order I want for the rest of the time. But you got to earn that right.
Davis, if you have a bad advance rate in 2026, we're going to be right back here again in 2027, aren't we?
No, but then I'll just say I just ran bad.
So the best case scenario might be that you have a bad advance rate this year. Because then
it's just like, what the fuck is the point? If you advance,
right.
If you advance below expectation, drafting 8% of a bunch of dudes, then like literally, what's the point of the exercise?
Exactly. So you have to have a reckoning, and then I hope that the end result of that reckoning is that you're like, screw it. I tried to do it flat. That didn't work. I'm just drafting who I want. Mahomes, Worthy, Rice, ship it. That's what I'm hoping. That's where I'm hoping you get to, however it takes.
Look, I promise you that the money is going to spend the same, whether you win with the takes or with a random team. I promise well, and really, let's be honest, it's not about the money, it's about the clout, and the clout will spend the same.
The clout, yeah, it'll spend the same.
Yeah, the clout. I completely agree that too much care is put into advance rate, but you got to walk a mile in my shoes and understand the world. The world.
My advance rate sucked last year too.
And you could tell them to kiss the ring. I didn't have a ring to tell them to kiss.
Yeah, the advance rate bros, man. Jeez.
The advance rate bros are idiots.
Yeah.
All right, probably a wide receiver.
Terry, I think we are still applying a discount to that we know we shouldn't. He got paid. He's, was he overvalued in the early third? Yeah. But like,
yeah, he
probably should be back at the 3-4 turn. And none of us just want to, it's like, I've such like negative thoughts from the whole summer about Terry McLaurin. And I'm like, he's such an unfun click that no one wants to be the people like bringing him back up to that level.
Yes,
but that's probably where he should go.
Yeah. No, you're Corinne, you're 100% correct. He is not a fun click. But he was not a fun click in the third round. He's like a much more fun click, like after Jameson Williams.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. And after Pickens goes, like the fun guys are out. Worthy's gone. Like all the fun. It's like Sutton, Ridley. Like just take McLaurin at that point, right?
Yes. McLaurin just like a way better offense. How about that Week 17 game? Commanders Cowboys is like the nutted Week 17 game.
Yeah, seriously.
And has like only gotten better since the contest.
I mean, the Micah Parsons thing is insane. It's insane.
You're just not going to beat Jerry, dude. You're not going to beat Jerry at his own game of
what is the game?
Players. The game is not.
Zeke?
Yeah, the game is not paying fair market value to anyone other than Ezekiel Elliott.
It's crazy. It's one of those things where you like. It's impossible. Like, no, they'd never trade him like that. Of all the crazy storylines this summer, like that is like maybe the least plausible that they would trade Micah Parsons for 2 1s and a D tackle instead of paying him. Like that, it boggles the mind.
Devonta for the teammate correlation
and the bring back.
Bang. Perfect. It's actually like kind of fun to do Eagles without Hurts because in a week 17 game where Hurts is the nuts, how often does he bring a teammate with him? Not that often, right?
Not
less
all
than
that
other
often.
Quarterbacks. Yeah,
Yeah, because it's tush pushing. Yeah. So it's Saquon and Smith, you're like, they get the touchdown. So basically there's no tush pushes. And Hurts throws for a couple to Smith.
Yeah. Yeah. Barkley, Ladd, Josh Allen, Terry McLaurin, Devonta Smith. So we are setting ourselves up for like a truly disgusting Khalil Shakir at 77 pick here.
Ugh. There's got to be another way. Round 6, I've started taking a little more Jerry Jeudy there in the late 6th.
Because
sometimes you get a nice
read Matt Irby's article.
Yeah, article. Matt Irby has had like 7 articles on the site, all being like Jerry Jeudy is undervalued, and they're all good. So I finally was just like, we moved him up a little bit in the ranks, and I was like, all right, I guess I was wrong. I didn't think Jeudy was a very good pick, but Sean loves him. All of Matt, and Matt's been doing all this really interesting kind of like advanced metric research, talking about the newest one was about looking at guys who run horizontally breaking routes, which draw targets at higher rates.
Now, did the fact that Ray McLeod was included in the Jerry Jeudy article, did that give you any pause on raising Jeudy in the rankings, or were you like, well, maybe I need to take some McLeod?
Honestly, when we were first looking at stuff, McLeod was kind of popping in the Sims because we were like, yeah, if he's like the locked-in receiver 3, he's like a pretty good 18th round pick. But then it looked like maybe Kadarius Hodge was challenging him. So I have a couple teams with Ray McLeod on him. But yeah, I mean, I think there's maybe something to it with like the way like pass catching running back, like if you look at pass catching running back stuff, like it'll make pure pass catching down running backs look good. But like, so therefore, like, what I'm saying is like the types of routes that Ray McLeod runs, because he's a slot only guy and he runs like target friendly routes, but that's all he runs. Like obviously he's not great, but if a guy's running all the routes and has some deep stuff and is getting those kind of target friendly routes too, that's pretty good. Pacheco's good.
Olave, Diggs.
Olave probably be where I'd go, but I don't hate Pacheco here.
Let's do Pacheco because that will save us from having to do a Jaylen Warren panic click.
Yeah. Okay.
Which is something I'm trying to avoid. I also think there's a gigantic running back tier cliff after Pacheco and Pollard go. I think it goes from them to like way down the board. Like I don't know, a 20-30 point gap in projected points or something.
Yeah, I feel you. I've taken Aaron Jones some, but it's always very uninspiring.
Well, Aaron Jones, I just feel less confident in just like being available in week 17.
Right.
He's 30.
Right.
He's 30 with like a chronic lower body problem. I mean, he's had these lower body injuries since he was a rookie.
Is Jordan Mason like an awesome click?
I mean, he's like not going to catch passes. I don't know. If you think he can score 12 touchdowns, yeah. I don't know how much of a true monopoly on the goal line stuff they're going to give him because they definitely do want to take some of that off Aaron Jones' plate. But it's like we see this with the McShanny guys all the time that they get allured with these young running backs and then they never play them.
Right. Yeah,
like
he's either like
McShanny does that.
Like he's either this year's Zach Moss or just like very undervalued, and I can't figure out which it is.
And even if Zach Moss had played, he would have been a win at his ADP last year, but he hurt his neck.
Right.
All right. Officially signed. I'm mad. Juwan Jennings, Jacoby Myers, Aaron Jones, Caleb Johnson.
Let's do Jennings.
Great quote from John Lynch. 2 things can be true. He can have an injured calf and also want a new contract. I thought that was a really interesting quote.
Well, that's kind of what I've been saying. clearly there's a contract thing going on, but they're also like, I can't tell you for sure. That's how I read that Shanahan quote. Was like he was saying, "Look, man, I'm not Juwan. I can't tell you like exactly what percent is him being hurt." But yeah, I would love if they could resolve this. Wouldn't it be nice?
I mean, I got real scared off of Jennings for like a week after that report came out that said he might go on IR if they can't resolve the contract differences. But that feels like that just feels so unlikely. Like if they put him on IR out of spite to play who, honestly, at this point.
I mean, Sky Moore.
That's like that would even for Shanahan, that's crazy.
That's who it would be. It would be Sky Moore.
It would be Sky Moore and Russell Gage. Yeah.
Yeah, Russell Gage. I forgot about him. Good God.
It'll be like the classic. It'll be Friday afternoon, Saturday morning. It'll be the 49ers and Juwan Jennings were able to come to an agreement. You know, Rap Sheet will say, you know, Jennings got a little bit more cash up front. The 49ers created a void year, classic win-win situation. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
That'll just be exactly what it is. MVS is on the Proctor's practice squad, Niners practice squad.
It does feel like the clarifying event here is that, like, okay, the season's like, we're now about to start practicing, installing the game plan for week 1. Like, are you really going to miss regular season games? Are we really willing to like have this guy miss regular season games? Can we find some kind of compromise? Like, I don't know if that's going to happen, but it feels like this week really should make that happen. You know, like it's time to get this done.
Tracy, JCM might be kind of fun.
Let's do JCM, man.
Yeah, let's do it, man. I'm not scared. I've never been scared.
Let's go.
Easy to draft Jacory Krosky-Merritt in the 8th round on site credit.
There's a comment here that's and Pat is still fading Pearsall. I mean, it's not like his price hasn't risen. You know what I mean? Like
he is expensive. I like the shot demon. But well, it was you. You were telling me the other day about how Shanahan described him as a really good number 2, right? Or no, that was Silva. That was Silva. Same guy. Yeah, Crane Silva.
Oh wow, that's a compliment. I should get some chili.
Slurping the Chillerino. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the Pearsall thing. Like, if I could go back and unfade him in the late 6th, 7th round, I would.
Right.
I'd unfade that position. That position looks bad, but his price has gone up. Like all the market is reflecting the new optimism, and I still think he's overvalued. Given that,
Sidekick just is telling us to take a tight end, Mandrews
or Loveland.
Let's take Loveland because we're gonna take a really boring bad tight end later. Did you like? I thought this was classic Liam. He tweets, "What if Keon Coleman gets 1,500 yards and 10 touchdowns?" And then quote tweets it and says, "Wow, a lot of mad losers who faded Coleman in the replies." Just the perfect tweet. You're not beating it.
You're not beating it. You're not beating it. Don't even try to beat it.
No. Anyone who thinks Liam is not funny, read those 2 tweets back to back.
Yeah. Holy shit.
Yeah.
And there was nothing. There was no how this happens. He just
no. It wasn't like if you extrapolate his yards per route run and then you say the Bills struggle at the goal line, like nothing.
No. He just does.
No. Just what if, dude?
Yeah, it'd be pretty cool. That'd be pretty cool.
It would be pretty cool. I mean, I don't think that. I don't think it's very likely. But
yeah, me neither. I think it's pretty fucking unlikely, to be honest.
What if What if Xavier Worthy is Tyreek Hill? I mean, I've thought about it. I've thought about it plenty.
Oh my God.
Are you still clicking Godwin at these prices?
I have taken some Godwin. I was taking a little bit too much Godwin earlier before it looked like he was going to miss like 4 weeks. Like I thought he was going to miss like 1 or 2 weeks, and I took a decent amount of Godwin in kind of the 9th round range, and I'm good. I think I'm pretty good. Like I don't need to load up now in the 10th. It's kind of the same type of bet. So I'm not really taking a ton.
You want to arf?
Yeah, dude. You know I want to arf.
That's my most drafted player in Best Ball Mania.
Bashal Tootin?
Yeah.
All right. Me too.
I really enjoyed the unreleased Tootin clip that we're not going to release is pretty good.
It's very good. But no one can see it.
No one can see it. There's also an Ollie Gordon clip, and I don't know if Pete plans on releasing that or not.
Yeah. We haven't taken, like, the clip is supposed to be kind of a mid-summer release of a guy that we are taking and then are gonna take a lot more of. So Tootin should have been a clip guy. Fannin was a perfect clip guy, like a perfect clip guy. Tootin was also a pretty perfect clip guy, but we got the clip too late.
The more perfect the clip is, the cheaper the player is, because then it doesn't kill us that bad when they suck.
Right. And I'm glad we got the clip too late because I didn't want Tootin to not have any points this year. We got it too late in the sense also that we had too much.
You're gonna hate it. We should take the Kincaid Reno here.
No, I'm fine with it. I don't hate Kincaid. Like, there's some stuff last year, right? Like, there was all this hype around Kincaid. I was very anti-Kincaid last year. I thought the price was really bad. I was pro Andrews, which also didn't work out at all. So, it wasn't like I was pivoting to some great play.
Okay, the Ollie video is just a short. Okay.
There
we go. Good.
But yeah, I just didn't really get the Kincaid hype. I was like, he doesn't really look that good to me. He looks kind of fine. But now I'm almost like, why aren't we more? I don't want to do it. It shouldn't be my job. But why isn't there more hype around this guy that was like billed as a second-year breakout? Like he's a first-round pick, gets on the field right away, pretty efficient. Khalil Shakir's hurt. Keon Coleman probably stinks. There's just like not a lot of target competition. He plays tight end, plays with Josh Allen. They could throw more pretty easily this year than they did last year. They threw more under Brady to close out 2023. So 2024 is not like who they have to be. That might be on the run heavier side of who they are ultimately. So I don't dislike Kincaid where he goes. I think he's totally fine, especially if you have Allen. I think he's totally fine. But he's not a fun click, and I'm irritated that I have to make this case. Someone else should make it.
Yeah. I can't take Brandon Aiyuk because he's dangerously close to being my most drafted wide receiver in Best Ball Mania.
What pick is this?
This is pick 140. You want to just take Goddard and be done at tight end?
We could take Davis and continue to stack it up.
You know what? That's kind of a sneaky one to take Ray Davis there, because I feel as if James Cook going out is like pretty bullish for Josh Allen. I think that would make them more aggressive.
Yeah.
Rusher. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. By the way, the lava lamp thing in Kincaid's knee, I misunderstood that. I thought he had a lava lamp in his knee currently, but he had the lava lamp in his knee to close last year and actually may explain some of last year's disappointment. Now, he does have knee issues, which is not great. But the lava lamp stuff was that he was like missing time last year because he had a lava lamp.
Correct.
What? That's it. Just what if, dude?
Folks would be furious.
Now, I have gotten some feedback. The legendary running back article was long this year, which I think is fun. You can always skip it down to the how to play it section if you don't want to see the details of the future. I enjoy throwing little nuggets in there. To me, it's part of the fun. But some people are like, it's a little bit long. I could just do it like that next year. Would the people prefer that? And just go, what if Ashton Jeanty?
What if Ashton Jeanty finishes as a wide
50-yard
receiver
touchdowns?
Yeah. All right, hear me out. We take Ollie Gordon here, and we're just done at running back.
Okay.
We just play this like differently than every team we've drafted all offseason because these wide receivers here suck. There's no difference between Cedric Tillman and Darius Slayton.
Sure. I'm down to take Ollie Gordon.
Buying the absolute Toporino on JCM, Tootin, and Ollie Gordon all in the same draft.
Well, Tootin, what did Tootin cost us?
We selected Byshell Tootin at the 116.
Yeah, that's a little high for where he's been going, for sure.
Nicholas Joseph, a new YouTube member. GM, welcome, sir. I am not off Jack Besh.
Dude, Jack Besh is completely free, man.
The thesis with Jack Besh remains the same.
It's the same. People have really... I mean, I don't know. Like, it's one of those things where I don't want a billion% Jack Besh. He's not that good of a bet. But it's like,
right.
People are treating this guy like he's dead because he's not the... Like, now with Amari Cooper there, it's worse for sure. Amari Cooper might be the wide receiver 4, but Amari Cooper looked washed as hell. So, I don't know. I think you could pretty easily see Jack Besh have a roll down the stretch. It's an 18th round pick. That's a big win. If he gets in there and scores some points as their second round pick, which is pretty likely because that's normally what teams do unless the guy completely sucks. But I don't know. There's no reason for me to think Jack Besh like completely sucks yet. There's a chance.
It's what what's funny about it is it's like he would have been a guy that I would have been drafting 9-10% of if he was going here. And I also want 9-10% of him going as the last pick. Like it's like the thesis is totally the same.
Yeah, he's a black box. We don't know. So yeah, I mean I have more of him than I'd really prefer because he was falling and I was going to take him during the fall. But I feel like it's not like there are way worse bets than taking a second round pick who's not a week 1 starter.
Like Tyler Lockett.
Yeah, although I have taken Lockett on some Cam Ward teams.
Well, sure. I mean, look, there's always a time and a place. See, and we get totally bailed out because we can take Thornton or Tesla here.
I'm down with either.
On this team, I actually think we should do Tesla. Honestly, just because I like to say his name and I like to draft him.
Yeah, he's fun. He's fun.
I mean, I have more confidence that Isaac Tesla is gonna have 4 touchdowns than I do of Dante Thornton.
If I was just touchdowns, I think I would take Thornton.
Well, then maybe we should have taken Thornton then.
I think Tesla.
Coker, dude.
I think if someone just like, how is this happening? This guy's like producing
he's
way better than.
He's like a giga contingent bet, right?
I don't know. I mean, he could be, but it's like I think there's always like really weird stuff that happens in an NFL season, and it wouldn't give me given the offseason that he's had, given what they paid, and then given some of the stuff I've heard about him from like tape guys, where like his profile statistically is really bad, but he was in like kind of a fake offense type of situation that didn't throw, and he does all this stuff that NFL coaches like he's big, he can move dudes around, play in the run game.
You should actually watch Tesla's college quarterback. His name is Talon Green. He transferred from Boise State to Arkansas. He is like, what is the good comp for him? Kind of like a Dorian Thompson Robinson type.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I'm like, we just don't know with Tesla. And I think in the past I've been too willing to be like, oh, well, this guy, like, there's no evidence that he's any good at all. He clearly sucks. It's like,
that's such a good point.
it's just like we just don't know. So that actually creates error bands on both ends. Like he could be a lot better than we think too. And there's a lot of really positive stuff from the summer. So
You want to take Torrey Horton to set up Darnold, Slayton to set up Dart,
let's do
Pat
Horton.
Bryant, Io Manor. Yeah.
Let's do Horton. He's like a starter. So
a lot of Toperinos here.
A lot of Toperinos. Dude, Darnold went the pick before we took Horton.
Oh shit! I didn't even. I
thought we were setting up Darnold.
Well, I look at the sidekick, and you know, there's like a 2-second latency. Well, it updates.
Yeah.
My bad.
It. That's hilarious.
Final draft of the summer. No, second to last. I mean, you know, just the way she goes sometimes.
We'll be okay. We got Josh.
There were, second quarterback on a Josh team. Do you know Liam, when Liam won Best Ball Mania 2, he really only had Josh Allen. Justin Fields.
Was Josh Allen the only guy to hit his lineup? I hadn't heard that. Is that true?
No, Fields got like 26 rushing yards as a Wildcat quarterback the week that Josh Allen was on bye.
Okay. All right.
You learned something new about. But okay, Peter saying that people earnestly thought Liam was going over his food diary in the Best Ball Bros video.
That was so good. That was so good. That was so good. And like I kind of, even though I knew like this must clearly be fake, I like kind of, in my heart I wanted to believe.
I thought it could be 50-50.
Yeah,
I thought there was a chance. The thing that felt most unlikely was that Liam actually kept a food diary.
That's true. It's like if food diary, then on stream for sure. You can count on that.
The wide receivers are still here. Stafford is uncorrelated. We could take Rodgers and take like Roman Wilson, or we could just say, dude, we have Josh Allen. It doesn't matter.
Yeah. I think we just take the receiver. I think Pat Bryant's fun.
I gotta take the L on that one. I was not with you guys on Pat Bryant at all.
I don't have a ton. I definitely took some, but I started to get nervous with the Vele is going to start stuff and Franklin having a good camp. So it's not like I've got a huge bag.
I had no bag. The bag was empty on Pat Bryant. And he's not like I feel like he should be a giant riser with the Vele thing because they're both like that big slot style guy. Because Mims has been playing as a boundary wide receiver in the remainder of the.
Franklin's been playing in the slot.
Troy Franklin feels like someone that Sean Payton will hate always, that there's just like nothing Troy Frank, because he likes size. Like, you know how good Marvin Mims had to be to get on the field for Sean Payton? He had to literally have a 35 fantasy point game and catch a 60-yard game-winning touchdown for Sean Payton to take him seriously.
The dude had to play running back. He had to play positions.
Running back. Hey, stop reading Jacob Sanderson tweets, dude. Stop. If we're doing targets per route run analysis in the preseason, we need to come up for air.
Yeah.
I really like the idea of the Slappy as being a guy who pays too much attention. I thought that was a very good bit.
That's what it is, right?
That's what it is.
Yeah.
So we could do Stafford Atwell or Stafford Higbee Ferguson. We could do Daniel Jones, AD Mitchell, or we could do Dart naked.
When is Allen's bye?
Allen's bye is in week 7.
Let's do
probably
Stafford.
Not Dart. Yeah. Stafford's back should be fine.
Be fine, right? Yeah. Jones could straight up be benched by then.
Here we go, boys. Max in Best Ball Mania has been reached. We have one more pick, and then we're gonna be done, and then we're gonna be out of here. And then I'm gonna go do the blindfold draft with David Kitchen on the Swole Show. David Kitchen is going to be blindfolded, and he is going to attempt to draft a fantasy football team.
So how does that work? You're gonna be on the sticks, and
I'm gonna be on the sticks, and he's gonna say, "I want Amari Cooper."
Well, that sounds like the draft's already off the rails.
Amari Cooper draftable.
Yeah, I don't know.
I think I've already taken him a couple times in an elim.
Wow. I think an elim is actually not even the format.
Sidekick keeps giving me Josh Reynolds, and I just refuse. I won't do it.
It's an elim.
Yeah, like I agree that you guys are right. Like I'm not gonna tell you you're wrong, but a man has to have some principles.
Because an eliminator, like you have so much more running back firepower. Like you can go like kind of quasi zero running back. You can take like your first running back in like round 4, round 5. You have 3 X receiver. That's okay.
Yeah, I like my elim stuff. I'm like the biggest Kyron Williams bull in the elim.
Yeah. No. The standard build is way more running back heavy. And my point is like even if you try to push away from running back, you still end up like with if you go like 3 X receiver, then you go like running back or something like that. Usually it's just like those projectable points obviously matter so much more and like think about how good the team that you're gonna be playing against in the finals are if you make it. It's probably not gonna be that good. You know, there are gonna be these teams that like got through the early week.
That's how I've justified every pick I've made. Any guy you want. Could take a Ram. We could take KLS, like literally whoever.
I do take a lot of AD Mitchell. Where are you at on him?
See, I just have a huge bag. I mean, I'm fine with it. Let's do that. All right, Adonai Mitchell. Final team: Josh Allen, Matt Stafford, Saquon Barkley, Isaiah Pacheco, Ja'Cory Cross-Kimera, Byshell Tootin, Ray Davis, Ollie Gordon, Ladd McConkey, Terry McLaurin, Devonta Smith, Juwan Jennings, Isaac Tesla, Torrey Horton, Pat Bryant, Adonai Mitchell, Colson Loveland, Dalton Kincaid. You know what? Mitchell was the right pick there. Our wide receivers are pretty thin.
They're thin
on this one.
Yeah.
All right.
I like it. I think it's fun.
It's my last Best Ball Mania team right here.
All right.
We're done. And we are picking at the 11, and we are on the clock. Who do you want?
Puka.
The Pucarino, brother. What if Keon Coleman had 1,500 yards and 10 touchdowns?
It's just
he's the GOAT, dude. He's the GOAT. That was his like, most viral tweet of the year.
He just throws it out. Like
what if?
I'd like to hear Liam kind of like talk about his process a little bit. Like,
wow, like, Puka St. Brown.
Puka St. Brown. That's a fun way to close out Best Ball Mania.
That's a fun way, and I know exactly who I want at 35-38. So I hope that this is first off. I hope this is a very non-slappy room, and I hope that we're able to get Tootin and Brashard Smith and all those guys.
Me too. It's easy to draft Quincy on.
It's easy to tweet about Keon Coleman on site credits.
Oh, brother.
Oh, God.
No, I would not have wasted one of my Best Ball Mania drafts, my own Best Ball Mania bullets on Dave being blindfolded. Who did I say would be my final pick of the summer? Like 5 minutes ago on Peter's stream? I already forgot. I got so much done. I got so much done this morning. I recorded a video for tomorrow and then wrote a script for another one. It's just it's so fun for me when Peter is doing a long stream because I know like I can't be like there's nothing that could make me busy at that time because I won't be streaming anything and no one else is going to ask me to do a video when Peter's streaming because no one else goes up against Peter either other than Liam. It's not really intended to be a Liam-centric stream, but I do remember the very first Best Ball Breakfast. Liam went live at the same time, and I just remember thinking, I'm like, it's not a big deal. Like, Peter doesn't care, but it's more just like, what are you doing with your time?
Right. Yeah, why are you doing that to yourself?
Why are you doing that to yourself?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just, like, move out of the way. It'll just be easier for you.
It's easier for you.
For you.
Yeah. Yes. You know what? Honestly, this is revenge for Liam just tilting the piss out of me on Tuesday night when I was doing my main event and I was in a draft with him at the same time. And I didn't realize that.
Was it Best Ball, by the way?
It was not best ball. It was
Oh,
not best ball.
man.
It was managed. My running back one is Tyrone Tracy, so it's going to be
Long season for
it's going
Davis.
to be a long season for me. Do you have any interest in doing a RT Sports?
Not that one.
Not that one. No, I have 3 credits for their big tournament or whatever that I'm going to draft next week.
What is it?
The
be
Fantasy
open
Life Championship. It's $500,000 to first.
Okay.
If you want,
Okay.
think about it.
It's pretty soft over there, right?
I mean, dude, have you? Do you think FFPC is the boomer site?
Well, I
Let
guess
me tell you. Yes, I know Liam was streaming roasting me. He was also in the chat telling everyone, don't take the whole 90 seconds on their pick. He was policing everyone.
Mm.
Yeah. Apparently it's very top heavy. You know what? Every tournament is top heavy.
It's true.
It just is. It is what it is. I've had a team finish. I want to say we finished 19th in the main event one year, and I think we literally got like $3,000.
It's crazy, man. It's 10th place is $10,000 this year in the main event. First place is $1 million. 10,000. 10th place is $10,000 in the main event.
You know, splitting that up amongst the ship chasing people is so funny. Like sending a bunch of $642 Venmos.
Imagine finishing 10th place in the main event and be like, did I lose money on this?
Did I lose money? You would.
I might.
Gosh darn it. Where did Henderson go? Oh, he didn't. We got to take Henderson.
Okay.
I was just in a scary world right there. I was sorted by rank or by ADP instead of my ranking. So that was a confusing time to not see Trevion Henderson at the 3-4 turn.
So I was taking him at the 5-6 a bunch. You're down to take him 3-4? Feels a little expensive to me.
It's definitely a little expensive, but there you go. Travis Hunter goes. You good with Xavier Worthy here?
Sure. It reminds me a little bit of Jahmyr Gibbs at the end of his rookie year. He moved up into this range, and I felt like, man, it's a lot. We're paying a lot, but obviously it didn't matter. He was such a smash regardless of what you paid.
So I think where
Henderson has that same upside.
I was going to say that's where I've ended up with Best Ball Mania in particular. There's so much worry about the CLV. You're against these teams from May, all these crazy ADP. There's a team out there with JCM in the 18th, J.K. Dobbins in the 17th, Keenan Allen in the 16th, and it's like, okay, but that team had a bad week 16 in the pod and is dead. Had the wrong stack. Had Josh Allen and Kincaid, and the Bills shut it down.
That team scores 180 points, and they're in the pod where someone scores 210. Like, there's just so much randomness to get to the final. And then even if you show up in the final and it's like, JCM's who you need, and you have JCM and you took him in the 9th and they have JCM and they took him in the 18th. Okay. What's the rest of the team? Like,
I just it's just not my job to care. Now, unlike drafters or like in the marathon or whatever, yes, you should be like way more price sensitive to the risers. Like, you should be like, if you didn't get early JCM, you should be like, well, I really hope that dude is behind Chris Rodriguez,
Yep.
Because there's no smoothing out of that variance.
Especially on JCM, where like JCM had kind of the perfect period. Like, to me, the thing that you like dream of as a fantasy drafter is the period that we got on JCM where you had to take a leap of faith, but it was a very small leap of faith.
You were getting a lot of positive signal, but the market wasn't fully buying it yet.
The market wasn't fully buying it because it was still blocked by Brian Robinson, but there was like a huge drumbeat on this guy to the point where you're going, can this guy take a job from Brian Robinson down the stretch? Yes. Is he locked into a roster spot? Clearly. Is he probably the number 2 rusher behind Brian Robinson? Yes. Therefore, he's like worth, a 17th round pick. He wasn't drafted early in the tournament, so therefore he's worth like more like a 15th or 16th round pick. And then it got kind of better and better that like maybe he's able to take the job earlier and earlier from Robinson. So then chasing up into like the 14th was fine too. And we sat in that sweet spot for weeks. There was like a 2-week period where as long as you were comfortable just like chasing the steam, which meant taking him in like the 14th, 15th, and 16th, you could get a bag. That was just what a beautiful time. What a beautiful time.
We didn't know how good we had it.
It was so good.
We didn't know they were actually going to trade Brian Robinson Jr.
No, but you didn't have to know, right? That's the nut outcome came through, but it didn't have to for him to be a really good pick there.
Correct. All right, we're up into I gotta reset the overlay. Trevion Henderson, Puka Nacua, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Xavier Worthy, Kamara's there, Pearsall's there. Trying to think. I mean, Harvey would be real slappy.
Harvey sounds great. Let's do it.
Kamara. Okay, Kamara goes. Yeah, we'll do RJ.
Dude, I thought when I saw Kamara go, I thought we took him, and it made me so sad.
Your worst nightmare.
Yeah, for real.
Your worst nightmare. Another Alvin Kamara team.
Someone said it doesn't matter if he wasn't being drafted in the window, which was Dubner's truth serum take, right? Was not to care about ownership. That is the one ownership element I do care about, though, because Zay Flowers in the 6th.
I was gonna say that's a dip on Zay.
That's the one I care about because what it means is he can have a really strong season and his ownership in your pod like really can't get outsized because he wasn't drafted. So you go up against these May teams that didn't even know who he was, and he's like a huge advance rate. To me, I'm like, you're telling me I can get a guy if he happens to be a huge advance rate player, he won't be high owned later. That's awesome. That's leverage in these tournaments, in these single week tournaments. You know, it's a differentiating factor for me compared to other really good teams. So that's the one element that I really do care about because I get to be right without having to like pay for being right with high ownership in the pods. It's as much about week 15 and 16 for me as it is about week 17.
I agree with that. Yeah, I think the difference between being 50% owned and 100% owned is pretty big. The difference between being 90% and 60% probably doesn't matter that much. Yeah,
it's like, right. You want to be, if someone's going to be 50% owned, then I really do. I care about that, especially when, like, I don't care about it now for JCM. He's expensive. Like, but when I cared about it was when I was like, okay, in the 16th round, I can take DJ Giddens, who I love, but is clearly the number 2 behind Taylor, has no potential path to become the number 1 over the course of the season without an injury, and has been 100% drafted. Like maybe not 100%, but he's been going like the whole time. There was never a period where no one knew about him. So, I can do that, or I can take this other guy who is a worse prospect, but is really having a better training camp and actually has a path to starting. And if he hits, he won't be high owned in the playoffs. So, kind of get to have your cake and eat it too with that. So, yeah, to me, it's like a really nice tiebreaker element on these guys who are late round picks where you're trying to differentiate your bets. I'm doing it with Kendre Miller now. Kendre Miller, I'm taking a bunch of because he's the locked in RB2. I know you pointed out that he absolutely sucked in his short stint last year, but no one was drafting Kendre Miller at all. So if like Alvin Kamara goes down and Kendre Miller is just like an absolute smash advance rate player, he's still not going to be high owned in the playoffs, which is awesome.
Yeah, you got to dig pretty deep into the theory to get to Kendre Miller being awesome.
You don't.
Your point is taken.
It's Kamara, an ancient running back, misses time.
Well, unless you get into the situation of what happened last year, which is as Kamara shuts down, the entire team shuts down.
Fair.
Like they scored 0 points in their week 16 game last year. I'm like,
yeah.
Of course you're correct. I'm not saying you're wrong, but there's like structural crater risk. Like with the Saints.
Yeah, I'm not. Kendry's not a guy that I'm like chasing up, but he's a pretty clickable for me in the
Yeah,
in the
no,
18.
I don't disagree with that at all. Brashard Smith or Kendre Miller.
I do prefer Smith. I took Miller the other day when I was drafting and you were streaming it and I jumped on. I closed it out with Miller and then regretted not taking Smith. But I have a lot of Smith. Like Smith, because
Yeah,
there was that period where he looked like kind of the JCM thing. That's the other side of it. I kind of chased Smith before we knew for sure. And then Smith, it got a little hairy, so I pulled back. And then he did make the team, so now I'm back in. But yeah, Smith's going to probably be like what, half drafted.
This is a crazy dip on Jacoby Myers.
But shouldn't we grab Mahomes here?
The guy behind us is unlikely to take him. Whatever, let's do it. It's my last team. We're taking Mahomes.
Yeah, what are you? We're gonna not take Mahomes?
Yeah, you're right. This guy's gonna snap take Jacoby. Well, maybe not. He just took Bo Nix. Wow. Okay.
All right, Myers.
That's got to be Myers at 86. Has got to be pretty close to like the lowest he's gone.
Davis, this team is fucking sick.
Yeah. Puka, St. Brown, Trevion Henderson, Xavier Worthy, RJ Harvey, Zay Flowers, Patrick Mahomes, Jacoby Myers.
This team is incredible.
Imagine we win with the 150 before I go to the blindfold draft with Soccer Dave.
I need to get a
incredible
BBM
content.
going after this. This is one of the nicest rooms I've seen.
This is what you get. It's Labor Day weekend in August, man.
Yeah, for real.
The Myers news is that people think he's getting traded, but I don't think he's getting traded.
It was weird how late he asked for the trade, right?
It must have been related to him knowing they were signing Amari Cooper, right?
Maybe, but I almost viewed the Amari Cooper thing as like them responding to the trade request, with them being like,
I don't know. It's hard for me to say, but at 86, where is Myers going that you say he's worse than the wide receiver? Like, he just went ahead of Keon Coleman. What if Keon Coleman gets 1,500 yards and 10 touchdowns? And the Jaden Reed is currently playing with a Jones fracture in his foot.
What if he goes to the 49ers?
If Jacoby Myers goes to the 49ers, your Juwan Jennings bags are cooked, toast, send them to 0. And Jacoby Myers is the single best wide receiver click on the board. He becomes like a guy I would have taken where like Cortland Sutton's going, probably.
Yeah, me too.
Because it means they think Brandon Ayuk is like not going to contribute.
Yeah, Myers can play. He'd be awesome in the 49ers.
I don't even like Jacoby Myers, but I also like as players, I think Jennings is fine. And as players, Ricky Pearsall's fine. But is there a better wide receiver system for fantasy points than the Kyle Shanahan 49ers system with Purdy?
I don't think so.
I think if there's one, maybe McVay, maybe McVay's system. Maybe.
I don't think so. Because McVay, if you're the dude, yes, but like Allen Robinson failed in this system miserably. Kupp, once he stopped being the guy, it wasn't so fun.
He still got a lot of fake stats last year.
A lot of fake stats, yeah. But we haven't had like a lot of like what the 49ers have been able to do is like create a bunch of different
Kendrick Bourne had
players.
A 9 for 180 and 1. Yeah.
Exactly. And Juwan Jennings pops up out of nowhere, and he's really productive. And, we weren't that excited about Debo, frankly, when he came into the league. He was a second-round pick, but, the analytics stuff, he was not someone who really popped there, and he obviously a smash. And then Ayuk was kind of a little bit of a tough eval. I ended up liking him okay, but I think he was, in single quarterback dynasty stuff, he was going in the early to mid second round of rookie drafts. It wasn't like people were super excited, even though he went in the first round. So yeah, they've just consistently shown an ability to get production.
True. Spytech said Cooper was brought in for Thornton. Well, that makes Thornton a generationally bad pick right now. Then, if I have not heard that, but that can't be.
Spytech said that.
Is that their GM?
Yeah.
Gadaboo could be fine here. Any of these wide receivers, Loveland. Yeah, Loveland could be good.
Loveland could be good. We could just also take Drake May. That's always fun.
I want to take Gina Reno on this team.
Wow.
Let's do Loveland. Oh, Gino is my call for the how the shit did this guy finish quarterback 8 of the year. So I this is a reach, but I think there's no way we get Tootin at 131.
All right, take him.
Got to take Tootin in the final BBM.
Yeah, man, for sure.
Yeah. Loveland, I think he might be Loveland might be the inconvenient truth in the Bears offense, where we're all excited about Burden. Rome has his supporters. DJ Moore has his supporters. You know, everyone likes everyone. Olamide Zaccheaus has his supporters. Trust me, they're out there. They are legion. And then Loveland just like back like 800 yards, 9 touchdowns, and it just happens.
Okay, so here's the quotes. This is from John Spytek. Amari Cooper's ability to make unique catches is from Coach Peak Index. Amari Cooper's ability to make unique catches is something that's always stood out to me. Obviously, he hasn't been in training camp this year, so we cannot have an expectation that he's in tip-top shape and ready to play football. But we have a plan to bring him along, and that plan will more than likely include him being a part of the game plan in New England. It was pure coincidence that we acquired Amari on the same day Jacoby Myers requested a trade. We had been talking to Amari for a while. So that's Spytek. But then Carroll, the following day on August 28th, said, Amari Cooper has been a great player and made a ton of big plays in big situations. He's big and strong. He runs fantastic routes. Has always been a playmaker. We thought a chance to add a guy like that with speed. I don't know where I got speed from. Like, chance to add a guy like that with experience to help our young guys might suit us well. For Deontay Thornton on the outside, they'll be doing a lot of the same stuff. I think Amari's way can affect him and help him come along. It's a lot of pressure for him to be the only X receiver over there. So I think this really balances us out well. And I hope it really suits Jack Besh and Dante. Kenny Pickett really made a good first impression, blah, blah, blah. So, okay. So he's saying he's depth on the outside where they didn't feel comfortable having Thornton as their only X.
So we don't think Cooper's coming into a starting role?
There's no way he comes into a starting role.
Okay.
He's a chaperone X.
What
he's there if Thornton fails, basically. Thornton's now more rotational than we were thinking.
What are you doing with Thielen now, by the way?
I took him a couple times on the Eliminator.
I feel like he's like secretly like insanely good in the Eliminator. Like he might be have really good, yeah. He might have like 17 catches the first 3 weeks of the season or something.
I took him a couple times there, but I don't know. The Eliminator is basically done, and that's the only format where I think he's any good at all. Like, it's hard for me to see him.
He's like every time I took him now in BBM is like it's so bad.
Yeah. I really didn't take him.
He will not be. Well, he will. I took him a decent amount, but his like targets per route run playing with Addison and Jefferson is going to be so bad.
It's going to be really, really bad. And Hawkinson's more of a target earner than he is at this point, right?
That I don't feel as like Hawkinson is like kind of, I don't know. There's been a lot of up and down in TJ Hawkinson's career.
Yeah.
All right. We're up. God, Ayuk keeps freaking. He's going to end up being close to my most draft. We need a running back more. Braylon Allen's whole life is ahead of him. God.
Okay.
He just went.
And Ayuk's, what pick are we at?
We are at pick 131. I think we should take a running back. Give me a running back of this group.
Eckler,
you know what?
Judkins.
I was going to say
Eckler makes a lot of sense for this team.
Makes a lot of sense when your other running backs are Trevion Henderson, RJ Harvey, and Byshell Tootin. Might have let the slap a little bit too hard there.
No, we're slapping just the right amount.
Ayuk, Palmer, Hollywood, Douglas, Dubs, Thornton.
We could do Hollywood here.
Jake Ferguson as a chaperone tight end. You know what? It's our last draft. Jaden Blue at 134. if the Cowboys are not using these picks and cap space that they just acquired to get a running back, how does Jaden Blue not break out in a backfield of Javonte Williams and Miles Sanders? Like, we survived it all up into this point. They didn't bring in Samaj P. Ryan. They didn't bring in Nick Chubb, you know?
It's hilarious that, like, they're specifically... Okay, so last year, from doing the walkthrough and stuff, writing up the Cowboys every week, couple things. One, when there's like one defender who gets hurt, you rarely have to change like the matchup level assessment. But for Micah Parsons, like, you do. You actually have to like do a different write-up if Micah Parsons isn't playing. And because Parsons is such a game changer, it actually, like, the pass rush is so deadly, teams would run more on the Cowboys to kind of like keep, you know, so that they didn't have to deal with Parsons as much as pass rushing. So, and the Cowboys couldn't stop the run. So now they trade away Parsons. They bring back a guy who they're like excited about his run stopping ability, I guess. So maybe they won't be such a run funnel this year, because they were a huge run funnel. Everyone would run on the Cowboys. Okay, so you don't run on the Cowboys anymore, but you do pass because their pass rush just lost Micah Parsons, which is a huge, huge, huge thing. So you can pass on the Cowboys and then they can't run the ball. It's just setting up for them to drop back constantly. Jaden Blue can kind of pay off. Like, part of my thing with Jaden Blue is like, is he a real running back or is he just kind of like a Nyheim Hines? Well, maybe he's a Nyheim Hines, but maybe he's like a Dion Lewis, you know?
Dion Lewis. Wow. Dion Lewis is a really good comp as a guy who kind of just gritted and grinded his way to like a super usable fantasy season.
And really should have been a satellite back, but kind of became like this combo back out of necessity.
Like, had to be out there. Yes. Like,
yeah.
Just like the team just needed him out there.
Yeah. So, I mean, I've been very skeptical of Blue as a prospect, but it does set up so well for him now. Like, Sanders, you know, was kind of like, oh, Sanders might have some juice, and that's kind of faded. He like literally, Sanders has so little juice that he like spent it from like August 3rd to 11th. That's like he went out there.
He offers a lot of experience to the running back room.
Yeah. And then Javonte, I don't know, I guess pass blocks well or something. I'm still unclear why Javonte is their starter, but he is.
Dude, Gretsch killed Javonte Williams in stealing signals like 5 days ago. He was just like, it's got to be the worst signal of all time that a team feels that you have a skill to be on the field, but never gives you the ball. Like, Javonte, he's just out there on all these snaps, just eating up snaps, but never getting the ball.
Yeah. So, you know, I don't know. It really couldn't be a better setup for Jaden Blue. I instead of being completely out on Jaden Blue this year, what if I just fade the hell out of him in the 6th round next year? You know, why can't I make that deal with myself?
Yeah, he's going to be an awful pick next year.
Awful.
Like one of the worst picks. Yeah. He's going to be going back to back with Bryce Love, and it's just going to be like, I'm taking Bryce Love every time, dude.
Bryce Love?
Yeah. Wait, is that not his name? The Notre Dame running back? Pretty sure.
No, Bryce Love's the.
Is he the old Stanford running back? Jeremiah Love. Sorry.
Jeremiah Love is who you mean. Yeah.
I took Gino. We needed our stack
Gino's
there.
We needed it.
Sorry, Jeremiah. My bad.
Jeremiah Love. I was so confused. I was like, are you doing a bit?
All right, we can't afford Quinshon Judkins here,
dude,
so we
should take Quinshon Judkins.
Just a full.
Let's just win the best. Let's just win BBM. Let's win it.
How many running back points does this team get in week 2?
None.
0. We're getting 4.6 points from RJ Harvey.
What number was what pick was that?
158.
Yeah, come on. No charges. He's gonna probably get, I don't know, he's gonna miss some games in a combination of being suspended / not having signed his contract. But like, the stuff out of Brown, like I like Dylan Sampson a decent amount, but I was listening to Brown's beat reporter, I think on The Athletic, or maybe it was NFL Daily, I can't remember, but they were like, Yeah, man. Dylan Sampson's small. Like this dude is really small out here. Like he's a third down back straight up. Like
the Browns beat writer who DM'd me about Fannin said the same thing. There's just like no way this guy's a lead running back.
yeah, he's just straight up not a lead running back. So it's like Ford and Sampson, but they still want Judkins to carry the load for them, I think, as long as everything gets resolved. So I don't know, man. Like at this price, the upside, it's just so tilted to the upside. He's going to play football this year at some point.
Hey, look, man, I like Mike Clay as much as the next guy, probably more than the next guy. But you got to know this. Let me tell you guys a real secret as people who consume fantasy football content on the internet. Number one thing you got to know about your tout, you got to know their blind spot. You got to know your tout's blind spot. This is a classic Mike Clay blind spot. Veteran running back with like some track record of production versus very two unknown rookies.
Well, my guess is that Clay doesn't really have much. Does he have Judkins projected for anything?
I'm going to guess. I'll pull it up right now. I'm going to guess he's got him projected for like 5 games or something.
Because I remember one year, like early on, Clay had Boston Scott as like the RB 28 or something one year because they didn't have anybody.
So he's got
else?
Judkins for 11 games, but way more points per game than Ford. Like way more.
Okay. I think in Clay's process, he assigns all the points somewhere. Is what my theory is. Because I saw like before the Eagles had brought anybody in, like Boston Scott was like popping, but Boston Scott's never going to accumulate like that, because he's Boston Scott. So I think that's sort of the Jerome Ford thing. It's like,
yes, he. I mean, you can go pull up any of his teams, and he will have all like everything that he projects the quarterback for will be assigned. Everything he projects the running backs for will be assigned.
Yeah, where I think my preference there would be to have like a bucket of like I don't know, but it's not this guy.
That's how Leone does it. Leone creates an unassigned player,
right?
Like a fictional player with like 20 carries or 40 carries or whatever.
Right. The we learn a name guy. There always is that guy. Yeah, I like that better. Yeah.
All right. So we have Mahomes and Geno. We have 6 running backs: Henderson, Harvey, Tootin, Eckler, Jaden Blue, Quinshon Judkins. Eckler, a lot of heavy lifting for Eckler on this team. Puka, St. Brown, Worthy, Flowers, Myers, Loveland. Actually, you know what? I'm into it.
Yeah.
I'm into it. I thought I was going to be more
We got
worried.
Davis back. We got him back.
You know who we got to take now.
Duck-footed king.
I mean, come on. Was there any way that this was not going with 2 rookie tight ends?
Hey, you know what we do? We do the seal, and then we do the duck.
We do the duck.
Duck to seal.
Duck to seal. Quack, quack.
Quack, quack.
Quack, quack.
Quack, quack.
All right. We need a wide receiver. It probably it does not need to be a chaperone. It can really kind of be anybody.
Franklin, bring back.
What if Kansas City and Denver go 58-53? Prove it can't happen. Prove it can't happen, Liam.
You're not gonna be able to prove it can't happen. What if Troy Franklin has 1,500 yards and 10 touchdowns?
Prove it can't happen.
Wow. A lot of people, a lot of losers in the chat.
A lot of losers in the chat would be furious if that happened.
Guess you just faded Troy Franklin.
You know what? Frankly, I would be furious if that happened. I'd be like, there's just no logical consistency here. I hate it.
Davis, this team is this has got to go in the Slappy Louvre.
I was gonna say, like, I knew obviously the last team I was gonna draft was gonna be insanely slappy. I didn't know that we were gonna be able to push it this far.
Like, this is even having Austin Eckler, because I see Artillery Frost in the chat. This is the chaperone. Like, we're doing it all. The whole summer's coming back together. Like, all the guys we talked about, Tootin, Fannin, we got a Mahomes stack with Worthy. We got Travion Henderson at the absolute top of Reno.
Absolute top of Reno.
We have so many guys. We got the stack. We got the bring back. It's just, it's really a masterpiece of slappydom.
It's beautiful, and I would never
Yeah.
have it any other way.
It's an ode to the summer, as
It's an
Joey
ode.
points out.
It's an ode to the summer. Now, a key factor that we all have got to remember is that no one, and I mean no one, wills things into existence more than Chesley Murphy.
Yeah.
If
It's true,
he's
man.
putting it in his brain that Keon Coleman might do that, he might do that.
Coleman is he's easily one of my biggest faves this year. I just don't think he's very good.
I just don't. I hated him. Like, it's so, Crane, I'm sure you have this, but when you hate a guy as a prospect and then he's pretty bad, it's so hard to change your mind.
It is. And like, Quentin Johnston, Coleman's year wasn't as bad as Johnston's rookie year, but it wasn't that much better. And I don't know, maybe that's unfair. Efficiency wise, it was better, but
No,
he didn't.
it was a lot better.
It was, but he didn't see the field. Like, they didn't play him down the stretch. He was playing behind Mac Hollins to close. Like, that's not a problem. I know he was like more efficient on per route basis, but come on. So anyway, you can tell I don't like him, and he had a bad year, and so now it's hard to.
It's just like that specific circumstance for me is so hard to be like, all right, sure, I'll draft that guy. It feels very Sky Moore to me.
Year 2 Sky Moore?
Year two Sky, where he was awful and we drafted him at the same spot.
Dude, that's a great comp.
Yeah.
But we liked Sky Moore, so we did it, and we don't like Keon, so we're not.
Yeah, exactly.
I said slappydom, but League spelled it the correct way.
The king of the slappydom. All right, and there's only one wide receiver we can take here.
Okay,
well,
geez.
This guy's not going to go, but this guy will.
Let's do it. Yes.
Bang. How about Brashard Smith as the last running back drafted of my Best Ball Mania experience? And then, of course, slap me some Keandre Lambert Smith. You want to scroll the F down for Keandre Lambert Smith?
Oh my fucking God.
I'm about it. I'm about it.
This is too good.
Someone slap the Keandre Lambert Smith button. The first KLS reception, I was like, wow, he is the greatest wide receiver of all time. Is the 9th round too early for KLS? People are asking.
4.37 40 played at Auburn. This is Darius Slayton vibes.
My thesis is at least not that he is Jerry Rice's kid.
Hell yeah, man. What a team.
He's not Jerry Rice's kid.
He's not Jerry Rice.
Running it back with the 2.772, the one structure Hayden Wink said was universally bad in every year of Best Ball Mania. The final team of Hot Best Ball Summer: Patrick Mahomes, Geno Smith, Trevion Henderson, RJ Harvey, Byshell Tootin, Toporino, Austin Eckler, Jaden Blue, Quinshon Judkins, Brashard Smith, Puka Nacua, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Xavier Worthy, Zay Flowers, Jacoby Myers, Troy Franklin, Keandre Lambert Smith, Colston Loveland, and Harold Fannin.
We probably should have taken a third tight end.
We probably should have taken a third tight end. I think if I could do it over again, I would trade Judkins for just K-Dot and Isaiah Likely, Mason, just a boring old tight end. But you know what? Tight end doesn't matter anyways. Liam won $2 million with Noah Fant and Mike Gesicki.
Yep.
People forget that. We have a check Liam's new tweet.
Oh my God.
This better be good. It better be a good tweet. No, it's not good. This is not where this. I mean, it's funny enough, but come on, it's not. Come on. This is not actually the final stream. It's just the last. It's just the last Best Ball Mania. Just the last BBM. We did it, man. It's over.
We did it.
What can the people look forward to in season on Legendary Upside, Patrick Corain?
Yeah, we've got the walkthrough is my game by game preview that I'm gonna start kind of getting some stats together today for, and try to get out the week 1 walkthrough with plenty of time before next Sunday, which is week 1, and which is
That's
crazy, right?
It's crazy.
Yeah. So the walkthrough, I dive deep into the matchups, and I use it for my DFS stuff. Some people, it's not like a DFS article. I don't talk about like who I like at various salary stuff, but to me, like the way I'm playing DFS right now, I'm trying to figure out like which games and where I basically might be like betting against kind of the consensus or like projections, or where I might be different than the market. And it helps me like find spots where I'm like, I think there's more upside in this game than people are seeing, or less upside, or, you know, that this is like a more fragile bet than people maybe think. So that's how I use it. And that's what we're going to be talking about on the 4for4 DFS pod. Hoping to announce another podcast on Fridays pretty soon here as well. Talking through matchup stuff will be kind of the theme of that pod. And Matt Irby does the Island games as well in a quick slant. Is his article. Then we'll have rankings and all that stuff too. So got you covered in season.
All right, beautiful. I would love to get you on to draft some BRs. I would like to get you in the BR streets. I think you'd love it.
I need to do some BRs this year for sure. It's something I've been trying to. I'm honestly, Pete's masterclass. I'm gonna check that out.
I was gonna say I've read it. I've went through it. I listen. Well, it's very good. I think it would put you in a good frame of mind to feel like you were drafting good teams. And it's in the lobby. The week 1 BR is out there in the lobby right now.
Yeah,
that's where we're at, guys.
That's where we're at.
That's where we're at. Yeah. So everyone, thank you very much. Love all of you guys. Just everyone who supported. I missed 10 gifted memberships from Kevin because I was like too busy slapping like a seal. There we go. There we go. Thank you, Kevin, for the 10 gifted memberships. A man who has drafted Phil Maffa in 18-round Best Ball Mania drafts. BHO Kevin. A man who slaps harder than you can imagine. Just will frequently draft 7 wide receiver to start teams. Yeah. I appreciate all of you guys. We are going to have plenty of content next week. We're going to be doing I'll be doing some wrapping up the summer type stuff. And then, yeah, like Thursday DFS show with Jacob, the Friday for it's happening. Yep. So folks, be ready for it. Yeah. Make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel for daily fantasy football